Not much here in the first 30 seconds. Puca with a leg attack. Don't see that a whole too often. He's a very methodical wrestler, not a whole lot of leg attacks. Big match for him here after going 0-2 last weekend. Really needs to get back into the winning ways. Had a good season so far this year for a freshman, looking to keep the progress going here against Johns Hopkins. In on a single with 1 foot in bounds, trying to pull it in, and he does do a nice job so far. Trying to trip it now. Puca tries to shelve the leg and walks it back into the middle. He's trying to kick and fight the wrestler down to the mat. Funk attempt from Johnson and Johns Hopkins. Puca has him in danger, trying to roll, step over, and he does score 2 takedown. Puca on top, 120 remaining. Building riding time as well. Puca doing a nice job returning Johnson down to the mat. They'll go out of bounds. 1:10 remaining. Blood time is called on the red wrestler. So we'll take a quick break right now as we wait for the blood to get cleaned up on the mat, as well as the wrestlers. Finally back to the action. Puca remains on top for the Bullets. He drops down onto a single leg, knocks Johnson down, looking to work up. He doing great job breaking down Johnson flat. Now looking for a power half. He's got an inside wrist and Johnson flat. Good persistence from Puca on top, doing a very nice job showing why he's one of the top wrestlers on the squad. Puca applying that pressure. Johnson flat on the mat. 35 seconds remaining. Puca with 1:15 riding time and a 2-0 lead in the first period. Doesn't want to let Johnson up with such short time. Puca with a huge lift up in the air, trying to drive Johnson down to the mat. They go out of bounds. 22 seconds remaining. Switch attempt by Johnson on the whistle. Puca right there in time to stop him. Puca with 15 seconds needs to get a ride out. really control this match. Dominating position for Puca. Looked very good here in the first period. Looking for a tilt. Almost does a nice job of getting it, but puts himself in danger. Almost gives up 2 reversal, but instead just 1 point. Choice goes to Johnson. He will choose the neutral position. They start on their feet. Puca looked very good in that first period. You got to expect to see a little bit more of that offense. Been very explosive, getting to the legs. One of the more offensive matches I've seen him wrestle in recent memory. So looking good here, Anthony. Needs to keep this pace up. Sweep attempt from Johnson. Puca right there to block it. Still 2-1, 1:15 remaining in the second period. Puca will have the choice. He also has 1:46 riding time, so big lead for him, especially if he's able to secure a takedown in the second. Puca trying to get his offense going, over-under position. Now tries to get the two unders, wrist control. Still not a whole lot of offense either guy. Clock ticking down to 30 seconds. Puca with a collar tie and a wrist for Johnson. Puca now with a beautiful re-attack. Looks to return Johnson down to the mat for 2 points. He's walking him down to the edge, tries to dive for 2, and he will almost secure the 2 takedown. Now in much better position. Johnson is flat, steps over the leg, and that'll be 2 points. No, referee waves it off. Instead, now it is 2 points. Puca showing great mat awareness at the end of the period, keeping that right hand in and securing 2 takedowns. Now he will go underneath in the third period with a commanding 4-1 lead. Johnson tight waist and far wrist. Really actually not even much of a far wrist now. Finally grabs a hold of it. Puca with 1:30 riding time. It is ticking down as the match time is also ticking down. Johnson with a cradle locked up. Puca slipping out, though. A little bit dangerous position for both guys. Not a whole lot of security. Johnson trailing, needs to go big in some way, shape, or form. Puca trying to break that lock, pop his head out, and then go for something. Finally, he pops his arm out and will escape. (5-1), 1:11 riding time in favor of Anthony Puca. He's going to look for a little bit more bonus points here. 5-1, he's going to need a takedown and a turn. Match really already decided here, under a minute. It's 20-6 team score, so no matter what happens in these last 2 matches, the Blue Jays will walk away from Bream Gymnasium victorious. Puca with a 2-on-1. Trip attempt from Johnson, then a sweep single. He's in rather deep, and he'll finish for 2. Five to 3, 30 seconds remaining here. Puca flat on the mat near the edge. 20 seconds, riding time under a minute. Should not be a factor. Johnson's going to need either need to cut him and try and take him down again, or look for a turn under 10 seconds. Puca is warned with stalling. Clock now at 5. He's going to have to do something big to try and score points. Goes for a cradle, but that'll fail, and we'll have a final score of 5-3 in favor of Anthony Puca.